it's time for a brief commandment for Aaron to light the candlesticks. Aaron? There. Now on we go. And Yah spake unto Moses in the first month of the 2nd year after they came out of Egypt. And yes, this is the same time in which they raised up the tabernacle in Exodus 40.
You done read my mind. That's spooky.
Anyway, everyone kept the Passover on the 14th day of the first month. Well, almost everyone.
We have been defiled by the body of a dead man, but we didn't do it. Wherefore, why are we kept back, that we may not offer our offering to Yah in his appointed season?
That's why. Hold on. I'll go see what Yah commands for you to do. Alright. Yah says that if anyone is unclean or too far away to keep the Passover, then he shall still keep the Passover.
But how?
Simply keep it a month later.
You mean a second Passover?
Yep.
I accept second of nothing, and I am second to no one. I demand the first Passover.
And so do I. Well, you can't keep the first Passover, so you're just gonna have to settle. Got it?
Fine. Okay, we need to gather the princes to the door of the tabernacle. Hey, what are you doing?
But I want to blow the silver trumpet too!
You can't. If we both blow our trumpets, the whole assembly will be gathered together.
The princes will still come.
Do you want the whole congregation mad at you for making them drop their work for nothing again?
No.
Then put the trumpet down.
But you always get to blow the trumpet. Why can't I blow it by myself? I'm old enough now.
Alright, fine. But don't mess it up.
Okay. What?
You're blowing a Torah alarm.
So what?
So now the camps are gonna start moving out.
Uh-oh. False alarm! False alarm!
So the people complained about something we don't really know about, but apparently it was pretty bad. Yah was so displeased that his fire burnt in the camp, and when the people cried to Moses, he prayed for them, and the fire ceased. But this was not the end of their complaining.
Who will give us flesh to eat?
We remember the lovely fish from Egypt that we used to eat freely, along with the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. Where is it all gone?
But now our soul is dried away. There's nothing at all.
Nothing at all. There's nothing. We have nothing besides this horrible manna.
I'm hungry.
We're all hungry. Are you kidding me? You guys are literally complaining right now about miracle bread from heaven?
And Moses said to Yah,
Why are you afflicting your servant by laying this burdenous people upon me? Like, what am I, their father? Am I supposed to carry them like little babies all the way to the promised land? I mean, just look at them. Where am I supposed to get meat for these people? I'm not able to bear these people alone. And if this is the way it has to be, have mercy on me and just kill me.
So Yah told him to gather 70 of the elders, that he might put his spirit on them, so that they could bear the burden of the people with him. He also said he would give the people meat.
How long? 1 day? No, not 1. 2 days? Not 2. Not 5. Not 10. Not 20. What? A whole month? How are you gonna feed these people, these whiny little people, for a whole month?
And Yah said to Moses, Is Yah's hand waxed short? Thou shalt see now whether my word shall come to pass unto thee or not. And Moses gathered the 70 around the tabernacle, and Yah came in the crowd, and took of the spirit that was on him, and gave it to the 70. And they prophesied, but apparently they weren't the only ones.
Moses, Eldad and Medad are prophesying in the camp. My lord, Moses, tell them to stop.
Are you envious for my sake, Josh? I wish that all of Yah's people were prophets, and that Yah would put his spirit on them.
Speaking of Ruach,
And there went forth a wind from Yah, and brought quails from the sea. There were so many that they were 2 cubits thick off the ground, and the width of a day's journey around the camp. The one who gathered least gathered 10 homers of quail.
That there is 60 bushels, or 58 gallons.
And yes, which is a lot of quail. An excessive, grossly gluttonous amount of quail, which angered Yah. So while the flesh was still between their teeth, Yah smote them. Aaron, don't you wish we could just pick our in-laws? I know what you mean, Miriam. Especially when it comes to, who's W-I-F-E. I just don't get it. Has Yah only spoken to little brother Moses? No, he's spoken to you. And he used you to speak to Pharaoh. He's spoken to both of us. Speaking of which, did you hear that too? I don't know. Are you hearing Yah calling us to the tabernacle? Yeah. Now the man Moses was very meek, above all the men which were upon the face of the earth.
Hey, who do you reckon wrote that?
Well, I suppose Moses did.
Wonder what that would have looked like. Okay, do I really have to write that part where Aaron and Miriam kind of talk behind my back? I'd really rather just kind of forget about it. Oh, fine. What? And I need to write to them the most humble man on earth? Does that have anything to do with... Oh, I guess it does make a point. Okay, fine, I'll write it. Anyway, back to the story.
Oh, Moses, what are you doing here?
Yah called me to the tabernacle.
I wonder what he has to say. And Yah called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And Yah told them how even though he speaks to others through visions and dreams, he speaks with Moses in a special way. And he asked them why they weren't afraid to speak against his servant Moses. And when the cloud departed from the tabernacle, Miriam was leprous. Alas, my lord!
You talking to me, Miriam?
I'm Aaron, my lord, and I'm beseeching thee, please do not lay this sin upon us. Let her not be as one dead.
Heal her now, I beg you.
But Yah said that she should stay outside the camp 7 days as a punishment, after which she would be able to come in again. Which they did, and they waited until Miriam had returned to move on in their journeys.
Then they packed up and moved themselves from Israel all the way to go camping in the wilderness right there of Paran. What directions is important?
and our journey has taken us too far from the tabernacle, so I'm afraid we shan't be making it to the Passover this year.
But what about second Passover?
10 homers of quail.
That... Perfect. Directions is important.